The top 3 universities we can talk here is basically University of New South Wales. So in this university is UNSW, which is basically based in Sydney. Number 9 university I'm going to talk here is Macquarie University, which is basically based in Sydney. Hello everyone, welcome to Podcast Australia with another new podcast with another knowledgeable topic with me. And if you haven't subscribed our channel, please do subscribe, like and share and comment for another future videos. So let's talk about today's topic, which we're going to talk about top 10 best universities in Australia in 2026. So if you are planning to come here as an international student or helping your children to choose a university today, so this episode is for you basically. So Australia basically is a home to one of the world best high ranked universities, attracting hundreds of thousands of students from around the globe the whole year. So but with so many options available, which universities stand out the most? Today we will explore the top 10 universities in Australia, what they actually famous for, and their strengths, career opportunities, and who should consider studying there. So we will start from bottom 10 universities. So number 10 is a university which is University of Technology Sydney. So University of Technology Sydney is one of the world Australian most modern universities in Australia. And why students love it here, and why they choose it here, because of the strong industry connections it has, and on the other hand it has practical learning approach they provide, and excellent technology and innovation programs. And on the other hand, it's basically very best for information technology. If you're planning to study IT, this university is best, because you can see from the name is University of Technology Sydney. So it says from its name itself, and you can study artificial intelligence here, and you can study data science and business and design. So these are the subjects you can choose, and these are the degrees you can choose in UTS if you want to pursue your career in those areas. And number 9 university I'm going to talk here is Macquarie University, which is basically based in Sydney in Macquarie Park. So this university is basically famous for most of the reasons is business and finance. So if you have a background of business and finance, or if you're planning to further studies in business and finance, like say bachelor's or master's, so you can definitely go to here. This is very good universities for studying those degrees, and accounting, cyber security, and medical sciences. So this is very good degrees here. You can do it in Macquarie University, and it came on top 9 universities in Australia. Basically Macquarie Universities has partnerships with major employers as well, and multinational companies, helping graduates find employment quickly. So this is one of the reasons a lot of students choose Macquarie University if they're planning to have a career pathway from there. So this university really helpful. When we talk about top 8 universities in Australia, University of Wollongong basically is one of the universities you can consider a beautiful coastal university just south of Sydney. And the basic strengths of this university is you can do degrees in engineering, and of course you can do information technology, nursing and education. So if you have a planning to go say into studying in in education, and as I can say as well, for you want to do masters in education or become a teacher in the school, so you can definitely go here. This is very good subjects they offer whole around the year, and enrollments are easier as well as compared to any other universities in Australia. And students often choose Wollongong University because of lower living cost, which is one of the major reasons. And I'm really considering international students here when they have not much budget and they're working on part-time jobs and managing their studies. So this is one of the good options if you're thinking to choose universities in Australia. You can definitely consider that. And relaxed lifestyle, because it's not in Sydney, it's basically in Wollongong, and strong student support. So I heard as well, and I did a lot of research, the student support system is very strong. So this is something students really like, and all the students in Australia need that support anyway. So it's particularly popular among international students. This is one of the reasons as well. And the top 7 universities in Australia is Queensland University of Technology, QUT. So basically it's known as the University of the Real World. So if you're planning to come to this degree to do degree in here, so the most popular degrees which QUT offer is digital media, business, engineering, and computer science, and it's basically based in, as you can see from the name, in Queensland. So if you're planning to come to Australia, you can definitely consider for those subjects. You can come to Queensland, and it provides all, like focuses heavily on practical skills and employability. So like if you get employment easier, and it works on your skills as well. So many graduates secure internships here before even finishing their degrees. So this is another good pathway for you after finishing degree in Australia. And number top 6 universities in Australia we can discuss here is University of Adelaide. So one of the Australia's oldest universities. So it's known basically for their subjects, if I say, is medicine, engineering, agriculture, and wine science. So interesting fact is about this university, I can say, is South Australia produces some of the world best wines. So this is one of the best thing about that area, and making Adelaide a global leader in wine and agriculture research. So if you have interest in those areas, or if you're planning to do future studies in that areas, this university can provide you best opportunities ahead as well, because again it's very agriculture research based as well. So if you want to do further studies in that, you can definitely approach this university and apply for enrollments. The top 5 universities in Australia is University of Western Australia, UWA, and it's basically located in Perth, and it's basically famous for mining engineering, and what other things we can say is marine science and medicine and environmental science. So Western Australia is rich in natural resources basically, so giving students unique opportunities and access to mining and energy industries. So if you finish your degree there in any of those subjects, you can definitely find opportunity working in and getting an employment as soon as possible as well. So if you're considering coming to Australia and you have interest again into those subjects, you can definitely come and look into that. The other one we can discuss here is Monash University. So it's one of the Australia's largest universities, and why it's likely highly ranked as well is one of the reasons is global campuses. You can easily find world-class research and diverse student population. So in this university, students come all over the world again, and they do studies in the top programs of they offer. So it's pharmacy, medicine, they again doing engineering, business, and the subjects they offer is information technology. So Monash basically graduates work all over the world. So if you study from Monash, you can easily find role and opportunities, because it's basically world-class research and global campuses available. So employment is much better opportunities here and in Australia and outside Australia as well. The top 3 universities we can talk here is basically University of New South Wales. So in this university is UNSW, which is basically based in Sydney in New South Wales, and particularly they are very strong in engineering, computer science, artificial intelligence, business, and finance. And many of Australia's leading tech startups and engineers have graduated from UNSW. So it has one of the strongest graduate employment cut outcomes in the country. So as far as the universities I discussed with you, this one has the strongest outcome for employment perspective as well. And number 2 top universities in Australia is University of Melbourne. So often ranked as Australia's number 1 or number 2 university globally, and basically it's famous for I can say most of the subjects they offered is law, medicine, business, and research. So if you have a very good interest into law, you can definitely look into this university, apply for it. It's providing a very good opportunity for law students. And the University of Melbourne attracts students from more than 150 countries. So you can see the demand here, and it has produced Nobel Prize winners, leading researchers, and influential business leaders as well. So definitely this is another opportunity. There's a different ranking universities in Australia. According to your level of your studies, you can definitely go apply, and you can see if you can get into that universities. And the number one basically university is Australian National University, ANU, and which is basically based in Australian capital city Canberra. And this university is top university, top number one university. And why many ranking places is at it number one, why, what it brings number one is exceptional research output basically. And this university has, and other thing is strong government connections, international reputation is very very high, and high academic standards. So their standards, they're keeping it very high, so you need to be definitely look into their level, if you are approaching them and for enrollments and all this. And it's basically best for the subjects, if I let you know, it's politics, international relations, and science, public policy, and economics. So many Australian government leaders studied this university, diplomats, researchers studied at ANU as well. So this is the great group of 8 as well. If you're researching universities, you will hear about the group of 8. These are the Australians leading research universities, and in these universities I can let you know the names is Australian National Universities, University of Melbourne, University of Sydney, and University of New South Wales, Monash University, University of Queensland as well. So these are the universities, are group of 8 universities in Australia. And University of Adelaide you can include as well, and University of Western Australia. So these universities receive the majority of Australian research funding as well. And which university should you choose? If I discuss here, the truth is the best university depends on your goals. So if you want technology and AI, University of UNSW and or UTS is the best option. If you want to go for medicine, again I can summarize for you, medicine for Melbourne or Monash University. You can go business and finance, you can definitely look into Melbourne University or UNSW or Macquarie University. And for research based work, Australian National University is the first option 100%, and or Monash University, you can look into that as well. And affordable lifestyle, Wollongong or Adelaide, you can choose that with the subjects of options they are offering. And of course engineering, UNSW or Monash University. But you need to remember one thing here, that a university ranking is important, but your skills as well. So don't forget that networking, internships and experience often matter even more. So when you're looking at that, these areas, please consider as well. And so there you have it. I'm just finishing it up, this podcast here. And the top 10 universities in Australia I discussed with you. And whether you are interested, and whether you are interested in medicine, engineering, business, AI, research, Australia offers world class education and opportunities for students from all over the world. So if you found this episode useful, don't forget to subscribe Podcast Australia, where we explore basically Australian education, careers, technology, lifestyle and professional success stories. And until next time, thanks for listening and take care of yourself. And if you have any questions for us, you can definitely ask. If you have any questions, you could study at any university in Australia, which one would you choose and why? Please comment and share with us your experiences, or guide our viewers as well. And let me know for any future topic you want me to talk here and discuss here. But please consider those universities if you coming to Australia, this YouTube channel listening all over the world. So any of your children or any of your family member planning to come, please share this podcast with them and ask them to have a look for according to their interest and the roles and the subjects or degrees they wanted to do. This podcast will be really helpful for them as well. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.